To whom do I owe the pleasure?
Detective Inspector Jenks. I am investigating a death in the village. I believe you knew Kate Vine.
Oh, I thought all this was dealt with, Inspector. You do know that Kate Vine was a gherkin short of a Big Mac. You do know.
What does that mean?
You must forgive my son, Inspector. He still can't summon up the courage to come straight to the point. So what do you want to know?
Well, a few more questions if you don't mind.
But I do mind. I'm a very busy man. Try asking an intelligent question, like, do I mind being quizzed about a once promising student who turned into a useless drunk? Ryan, would you mind leaving us for a while?
I'll go back to the centre. I have one or two things to prepare. Call me if you need me, Dad.
A gherkin is a pickle.
You may begin, Mr. Holmes, although I'm not going to be able to help you. I don't have much to do with the course nowadays, so I can't give you any hard information.
That's as maybe, but we
No, that's
need...
as is. But if you want my opinion, I'd be quite happy to give it to you. So, fire away.
Okay, thank you.
So it's kind of
Wow,
like...
Paul certainly doesn't take any prisoners. It's obvious who's pulling the strings in this family. And I wonder what they got up to in their previous guise as Third Eye.
He was mad at Kate.
8 o'clock already.
So they're just saying that's just a way of saying that they think she's like
I said
crazy.
I was saying that because it was such a ridiculous thing to say. A gherkin short of a Big Mac.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's no different than saying like, oh, they've lost their marbles, which like, what the fuck does that mean? Right?
It was just a super British thing
Oh,
to say.
she's like one wave short of a shipwreck.
What?
Whatever. Yeah. There's all those
So-
like weird phrases that's like a way of insulting somebody where you're just like, what?
So he just said that this guy sounds like he calls the shots, and the guy seems like he was really mad at Kate for ruining her potential. And Kate seems like she recently became somebody who started drinking instead of somebody who's always been somebody who's drink. So I think you're right that she was friends with Liam. And then the guy was probably mad at her, and his son probably loves killing people. So he was like, while they were killing people, why don't we just kill that girl that you hate? And he's like, that sounds wonderful. I love...
Or she might have threatened to expose them.
Yeah, maybe. I just think that, like, something about her, like, he seems mad at her for just not living up to his expectations of her because of something. Or whatever.
Patriarchy. I'm just being funny.
How well did you know Kate?
Hardly knew her at all. Met her a few times. At the course, that's about all.
Why are you
So
so
when was the
emotionally
last time you
invested
saw
then?
her?
Yeah.
Last Friday.
The day she died.
I just popped out of the course and about 7.
Did you speak to her then?
It's possible.
And how did she seem? Was she happy, sad, preoccupied?
She was drunk.
He
So-
gets so mad about that.
I know, the thing is that, like, he says, like, oh, I only met her a few times, but he was, like, so pissed
That she
wasted
wasn't-
her potential,
Exactly.
quote unquote.
Yeah, he's super,
Do you know if Kate had lost this? It's her driving license.
How would I know that?
You didn't see it lying around anywhere.
No.
Okay, so yes. So yes.
Did you know anything about Simon Thompson's bike?
No.
Okay, he thinks we're stupid now.
I know.
He's like, why?
Do you know about Simon Thompson's homebrew? And he's like, why the fuck are you asking me that?
Ever tried Simon's homebrew? Simon Thompson?
No, I haven't. I wouldn't touch anything that has had Simon's fingers in it.
Oh.
Wow, this guy really thinks he's better than everyone else.
Yeah. So go down to the freedom. Oh. Oh.
Have you seen this before?
Looks familiar. Where did you find it?
It was, in the woods.
Presumably had something to do with Kate or a killer.
Well, that's what I'm trying to establish.
Shouldn't it be in an evidence bag, Inspector, in case of contamination?
I didn't have one with me, unfortunately.
Well, don't go testing it for DNA, will you? It's got yours all over it.
Wow, this guy's a peach. He must be fun at Thanksgiving.
What do you know about this?
It's a freedom necklace. It's a symbol we use sometimes on the course. Little bird in cage flying away. Freeing themselves from their past is the analogy.
So do they get them when they join the course or something?
No, not as a rule. I think I bought one once as a present.
Oh!
Not for Kate, by any chance?
For Emma.
No, not for Kate. I can't really remember who it was for. A birthday present, maybe for one of the students.
Which student?
Emma.
Emma.
I have no idea.
Yeah, yes you do.
I also just realized that they wouldn't have Thanksgiving because they're in
England.
But Christmas dinner. There you go.
Yes! Well, they go, yes.
If they celebrate Christmas.
He's gonna sit there and go like, God isn't real.
Yeah. He's probably just like one of those people who just has to like be contrarian about everything, but in a bad way.
Not like you when you are being really helpful and awesome. You're doing it now!
I am helpful and awesome.
But in a bad way, not like how I do it. When I do it, it's great.
Oh, excuse me, you're never contrarian? Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm not on camera. Hold on. I'm moving my body like a snake.
Because you are a snake.
Don't explain my jokes! God! Ask about this mask.
What do you know about this?
Looks like a mask.
You don't recognize it?
Not particularly. Looks like a monarch mask.
What's
What?
a monarch mask?
Monarch is fancy dress outfitters. Ryan goes there sometimes.
Okay. Why are you gonna, like, talk like you're dripping? It's weird.
Doesn't he seem like he's like melting kind of?
Yes.
As he talks, he's like.
What did you hear about an argument in the pub last Friday?
I didn't go to the pub last Friday.
You didn't hear anything about an argument in the pub?
Should I have?
No, that's fine.
Okay. You're weird.
I know. You know what? He speaks every sentence as if he's dripping with contempt for human existence.
He's like, everyone else is an idiot. Just an idiot. Like, so stupid.
Yes.
Could you tell me a bit about this?
Had it designed by an agency
And when was that?
last year.
Was that when you started the business?
Yes, I suppose so.
Liar.
Where am I? He's gonna hate
Scrying
us.
here.
He's gonna be so mad.
I know.
Have you ever seen one of these before?
I believe it's a scrying mirror,
Oh,
pagan
okay.
thing.
Ever used one?
Why would I use a scrying mirror?
So you have no interest at all in this sort of thing?
No,
Does the Atlas course use them at all?
not at all. Strange question.
Ah. He's like, ha, you've piqued my
He's
interest.
like, oh, I'm interested. You're talking about pagan things.
You know what it drives me insane? Is when you're talking to someone and you're having a normal conversation, they're like, you're surprisingly smart. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
What? I hate those people.
No, I don't like it when people say things like, wow, like you're
Smart for a girl.
smart for a girl,
Yeah.
or you're like, I never meet, like,
Somebody
I never
as smart as me.
or I never see any, like, smart, like, funny female Let's Players, and I'm like, are you serious? You're serious. You're really, like...
Or just, like, in general, when you're just talking to someone and they think they're, like, really, really smart, and then you just are having a normal conversation with them, and they stop and they go, wow, it's very difficult to find people who are, like...
On my level.
On my level. I'm like, you're on a normal level. Like, you're on a normal level, okay?
Yeah.
Most people probably just don't want to talk to you. Like,
Most people just probably don't want to talk about the things that you talk about. It's completely different.
like those people who are always trying to have debates with randos online. And I'm like, why are you being like, I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? They're like, I'm just trying to have a debate. I'm like,
I'm not interested.
I'm not interested. Why do you do this? Like, why? Go to debate an atheist on Reddit. Have fun there.
Because there's lots of people that, like, love to debate issues back and forth. I'm not one of those people.
Well, I like to do it with friends.
Because you can all be respectful, and even if you disagree with them, like...
You're not gonna, like, kill each other.
Yeah.
Unless it's your spouse, then it's over. You're gonna scream.
No, then all bets are off.
They're wrong.
Then you can get really, like, dirty with it.
You're like, oh yeah? Well then if that's true, why are there dishes in the sink?
Yeah, and you can just pull in, like, a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with dishes.
And then at some point you're like, okay, maybe we should just, like, eat and go to bed and talk about this in the morning, and then you never want to talk about it because food and sleep fixes everything.
But it's always about something really stupid.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Really stupid.
Really stupid.
Like, I got a huge fight with Raphael because he wanted to put a certain type of blinker in the back of his car. And I was like, did you check it to make sure it's safe for people with epilepsy? And he's like, no, why would I do that? I was like, you don't care about people with epilepsy! I can't believe it! Do you not care about anybody? He's like, I don't care! I don't care about people with epilepsy! Fine, I'm a bad person! I'm not gonna check. And I'm like, how can you not check? Why aren't you a good person for checking? It was like, I was so mad because I was like, does this mean he's a person who just doesn't care about people with epilepsy? And I think he was just like, and then later I think he secretly checked but didn't want to admit it.
Yeah. Moving on.
Know what this is by any chance?
I've no idea. Gardening isn't my kind of thing. Rebecca would probably know. I presume you've met Rebecca.
Yes, I am.
I'm sure she'd enjoy telling you what it is. She's the kind of woman who likes to feel superior.
Oh, yeah, I can
Will
tell.
probably marry a millionaire and then decide to run her own pub.
Yes, why was that?
Well, she isn't exactly housewife material. She likes to be in control, like Ryan. Shame, isn't it, that I'm in control of both of them?
What? Huh?
That doesn't seem very, like, astounding that he would say that.
Well, no, but why exactly is he in control of Rebecca?
Oh, probably he's, like, having sex with her or something. Or he's manipulating them or something, like, you know?
Yeah. Let's go to the,
He just really could not hold back on,
Liam's death.
What about
Oh,
this?
Salvia.
Hey, do you take
Hey,
drugs?
do you know about drugs?
Have you ever heard of Salvia divinorum, or magic mint?
Sounds like it might be a drug.
It's a hallucinogenic plant. Legal, as a matter of fact.
I'm not a drug taker, Inspector. I have no enthusiasm for voluntarily poisoning your brain.
Okay.
And you've never seen anyone on the course taking it?
Well, if someone had, they wouldn't have done it openly. We don't allow drugs or alcohol on our course. We like to tell the students that success is the best drug. Whether you buy into that, of course, is another matter.
Alright, you get high off of killing people. I get it. Like, I can feel it. It's dripping off of you.
Yeah.
I love to control people and plan the point in time in which they will die. I get it.
How well did you know Liam?
Liam who?
Liam, who took his life.
Oh. Well, as far as I remember, he was a good student, confident, outgoing.
You didn't notice any problems?
I believe he had problems at home.
Were you there when he died?
Yes.
And afterwards? You didn't see him after the meeting?
No.
What was Liam like that night?
No. Apart from being drunk, or possibly because of that, he seemed perfectly happy.
He was drunk.
Well, I assume the bottle in his hand contained whiskey and not lemonade.
Lots of similarities to Kate, don't you think? Drinking, depression, is that normal for the students?
People come into the Atlas course for quick solutions to their problems. And when they don't get them as quickly as they might have liked, sometimes their impatience gets the better of them.
So he hates people who drink and do drugs to
Yeah.
the point where he will plot an entire scheme to kill them.
If I did this, would it mean anything to you?
I presume you've seen an Atlas student doing that.
Ah, so this is an Atlas thing.
Well, it wasn't exactly our idea. The students started doing it spontaneously to show commitment to the cause.
Really?
Cute, really. Which student did you see doing that?
I'm going
not
to kill
sure,
them.
But he was carving it into a tree. I told him to stop.
Did you really? Why?
Defacing public property.
Oh my god.
That's the
guy.
most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What's the punishment for that kind of thing nowadays? Prison sentence?
Oh, it's usually a fine.
All right. What about defiling public liberty? Does that carry a fine too?
Oddly enough, the student in question argued a similar point. Is that something you encourage on the Atlas course?
We encourage people who put ideas first and moral anachronisms second. The problem with the law, Inspector, is that it's out of date.
Well, I suppose that's a matter of opinion. However, you still respect it.
Respect it. I abide by it. We all play by the book, Inspector, but that's only because of the threat of possible incarceration.
Oh my
Guys. Ooh.
He's like incriminating himself
He,
right now.
He creeps me out.
Well, because he's pretty much saying the only thing that stops me from being an absolute terror is going to jail.
Yeah.
So he's
No,
obviously...
no. I just don't get caught is the message that I'm getting here.
Exactly.
Because they're like, do you respect the law? And he's like, I abide by it, which is a no. That's a no, I don't respect the, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
What do you know about this?
So you've been graced with Goebbels' company already, have you? James, our local minister for propaganda. I suppose Ryan already told you about our actual previous incarnation.
He explained, yes.
Did he tell you anything scandalous?
Not unless you count the suicide.
Oh. These things happen.
Was it your idea?
The suicide?
Third eye.
Yeah, I suppose it was. As my son had started to atrophy, I decided I ought to give him something to do.
And third eye was the same as Atlas, teaching business skills.
Very similar.
So Liam's death didn't prompt you to make any changes?
There was nothing we could do about Liam's death, Inspector, any more than we could do anything about Kate's. It was out of our control.
You can't blame me for wondering, Paul. 2 student deaths in 2 years?
It's called a coincidence, Inspector. I expect they ate fast food also. But you're not investigating all the local chippies, are you?
Chippies. Can I just say, like, I really love the actor that plays the inspector because he's so animated.
He's like, what if I did this? What do you think about that?
But, like, just watch his face every single time he says stuff. He's like, would that mean anything to you?
It just to me it feels like he has his dream job.
Yeah.
Like this guy loves being an inspector. Like it's just everything to him. He absolutely adores being an inspector.
Yeah.
So
Can you tell me a little about the Atlas phrase, free to be free?
Where did you hear that?
I was talking to one of your students.
It's a little phrase we conjured up to summarize our objectives.
What is your objective, if you don't mind me asking?
Mine, or do you mean the course's objective?
On the course.
The objective of the course is to free people from bondage. We teach that most people are crippled by their past, by guilt, their attitudes, their beliefs. All that kind of nonsense.
Guilt cripples people.
Feeling guilty in business is like a meat eater feeling guilty in an abattoir. Guilt
Right, of
comes
course.
from the
What?
archaic emotional centers of the brain. It's a vestige of our animal ancestry, that's all.
Oh.
In business, you heed it at your peril. I'm sorry, Inspector. My house appears to be haunted. Would you mind closing the door?
That's why he says free them from their ancestry.
So, you believe that guilt has no place in business?
None at all. I have few beliefs, Inspector, but that's one of them.
And what if you have done something wrong?
Well, that's the whole point. Guilt has nothing to do with it.
Interesting opinion.
Just looked at him like he was disgusting.
Like, you fucking idiot.
Alright, so... let's exit
Be
for a
back
second.
later on, if that's okay. I get the feeling I might be seeing a lot of Paul tonight.
Paul.
What?
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Is there anything we haven't done?
Wait, should we maybe go call the chief and then see if there's anything?
Okay, that's it for now.
We should talk to him
Thank you.
about?
Chief, give me a tip.
Call the chief.
Go on, Jenks. Surprise me.
Chief, lots of new information for you.
Oh, hang on. Let me sit down. Go on.
You know that cult I was telling you about? Well, it turns out it was Atlas all along. They were the same thing.
You don't say.
And the student... How did you know that?
It was pretty obvious, Jenks.
Right. Well, the student who died last year, Liam, was a student there. They had to change their name after he died and were forced into an out-of-court settlement with the family.
Dodgy bunch.
Also, I met Paul Rand, finally. He's worse than Ryan, doesn't give a straight answer to anything.
What did he say about Liam?
Not much, other than that he was drinking throughout the course.
So we've got 2 heavy drinkers and 2 suicides in 2 years. They must be proud. Push him some more. See what you can get out of him.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Chief.
Let's go back to bothering Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he? Oh, right here.
Yes. Brandon House.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
So they said question him thoroughly, so did we miss one
I'm
accidentally?
just gonna click every single one just to make sure.
Oh.
Ah!
So if you don't allow drink or drugs onto the site, why did you allow Liam to drink whiskey all night?
Well,
Fuck it.
we did give him various warnings. Did try to stop him, but didn't work.
But you let him stay on the course?
Yeah, well, we couldn't throw him out. This isn't a primary school, Inspector. We're not the police. We can't enforce these rules. If they pay their fees, they're entitled to stay on the course.
And what if they want to take drugs?
As long as they do it with discretion, frankly, I don't care if they want to wipe or inject paint stripper all over their faces.
Do you store any alcohol at Atlas?
No.
Is there a kitchen?
Then
Why
how
do you
come
want to
what's his
go
name
down
is
there
drinking?
and check?
Well, obviously you wouldn't mind if what you're saying is true.
Of course I wouldn't mind. It's past the lavatories down the corridor, but you won't find any drugs in there or alcohol.
Whether I find alcohol at Atlas or not, it probably isn't particularly relevant. But it's worth a look anyway.
Ryan was drinking at Atlas. Remember when we were talking to him?
Was he drinking alcohol though? We
Unless
don't know
he
that.
was sipping on apple juice.
I mean, we don't know that for sure.
It just looked like alcohol to me. It could have been like, oh, I'm drinking juice.
Yeah, it could have also been like, I don't know. I don't know.
It looked, okay, so it was a brown liquid. So, you know what? Could have been just enjoying a little bit of juice. Seemed like a reasonable portion of juice. Shouldn't be drinking lots of juice.
Could
He was
have.
just drinking a little bit of apple juice.
Yeah, it could have been like a light tea or something.
It was in a clear glass, though.
Yeah.
So, like a cold tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. probably be back later.
Or yeah, maybe he's just getting fucking wasted.
I think he was drinking at Atlas and he hides it because his dad wasn't there, and if we snitch on him, his dad's gonna get mad.
Yeah. We don't have a way to do that though.
Yeah, we can go to Atlas, find the alcohol, and be like,
to see if there's alcohol at Atlas. Got
Yeah.
it. And then we can ask.
And then we can go to him and be like, did you know there's alcohol at
There's
Atlas?
totally booze here.
And he's gonna be like, what?
So the kitchen must be down the corridor there, if what Paul said is true.
Yeah, and then we're gonna snitch on him, and he's gonna get in trouble with his dad.
Oh, yes, that's
How
how
works.
adults solve things. We get people in trouble with their parents.
Ooh, try a DVD. There's nobody there.
Of course not.
Oh my god.
This is
Freedom, true freedom, means freedom from many vices that society had traditionally believed to be virtues. Self-criticism, self-doubt, guilt. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not virtues. These are sins. Born of a fake morality implanted deep within our minds and collective consciousness by governments and religions through the ages, with the sole purpose of preventing the masses, stopping us from achieving the same success, happiness, and freedom enjoyed by those at the very pinnacle of society. I'm going to show
Like in a
you
school auditorium.
that common morality is nothing more than the cynical creation of an elite desperate to stay in power. An elite hell-bent on preventing you from reaching your full potential by making you feel guilty for pursuing success. But the good news is that you can take back control. You can become the success you deserve to be. Atlas will give you a unique and powerful advantage. Life in all its technicolor glory can be yours. All that you have to do is to stay, embrace it, enjoy it, and learn to love your ambition. Welcome to Atlas.
I love how it has the little eye, like it's the...
Yeah. Oh my god.